covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. We have the top headlines where you live. I'm Tiffany Lee. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around our area. Arkansas lawmakers are moving ahead to see if they can build a spaceport here in the natural state. Fort Smith State Senator Justin Boyd filed that bill, and that would begin the process of possibly building a spaceport in Arkansas. If passed, it would direct the State Economic Development Commission to do a study that would determine if it's feasible. It would also figure out the best place to locate one. The Arkansas Supreme Court issued a decision that the city of Fort Smith does not have to pay back customers for deceiving them about the recycling program. It's a mess that we've been following for years. The city admitted a few years ago to not recycling trash for years, even though customers were paying for it. A Sebastian County judge ruled that the city must refund more than $745,000. But the Supreme Court says that that's not the case, and the justices also dismissed the entire case on Thursday. Now let's send it over to 5 News meteorologist Stephen Abshire for a look at the weather.
Thanks, Tiffany. For St. Patrick's Day today, we're going to have temperatures mainly into the 40s as we get into the afternoon hours, so well below average for this time of the year, but we're going to have some more sunshine beginning to move into the area as we get later on into this weekend. Going to have a lot of sunshine on the way, but those cooler temperatures are just going to be sticking around. Taking a look at what to expect as we head into the overnight tonight. We're going to have lows getting into the 20s for much of northwest Arkansas, below freezing for a majority of the River Valley, as well as we get to around 30 degrees for a majority of the area. So very cold as we get into tomorrow morning, and even during the afternoon hours as well. We're going to see those temperatures mainly sticking around into the 40s. We could have a few areas northwest Arkansas still into the upper 30s by the afternoon. Still sunshine on the way, but cool as we get into the start of your weekend. It's not going to get any warmer as we head into Sunday either. We're going to start out with temperatures really cool, right around 20 degrees for northwest Arkansas. So we could see some hard freezes across the area Sunday morning, heading into Monday morning as well. For the River Valley, we're going to be a little bit warmer, but still into the 20s for Sunday, into the 20s for Monday as well, before we see a warm up heading into the middle of the week for Tuesday going into Wednesday. But taking a look at the 7-day forecast, northwest Arkansas, that cold trend is going to persist through Monday. We're going to see warmer temperatures as we get into the first full day of spring on Tuesday. As we head into Wednesday and Thursday, could see some more rain chances for the middle of next week with some cloudier conditions moving in, but things will be looking warmer for northwest Arkansas. For the River Valley as well, we're going to have to tough out some colder conditions over the next few days as we get into the start of the week as well. Sunny on Monday, but temperatures only in the low 50s, so around 10 to 15 degrees below average for this time of the year. But as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, some more clouds will be moving in, some rain chances increasing as well, but we'll have temperatures on the up. And now I'm back over to Tiffany with a look at today's headlines.
All right, thanks for that, Stephen. Now let's get you caught up with some stories that you might have missed this week. Lincoln schools will now move to a 4-day school week starting next school year. The school board approved the proposal on Monday, and they will be the first in Washington County to move to a 4-day school week. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams has the details.
Last week, the district proposed the idea of a 4-day school week to community members.
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye. With this help from the State Department and the governor, it's going to be a great retention, recruitment, and then the 4-day week. You know, that's going to be something that's going to really, I think, put Lincoln on the map.
The new schedule will be Tuesdays through Fridays, leaving some parents wondering where they're going to take their kids on Mondays.
We are prepared to offer something on those Mondays. We don't know exactly what that will look like, but we are prepared to offer something probably for at least K through 6.
I heard their concerns. I absolutely understand their concerns, and what a great opportunity to try to address those with something that no one's done around here. So I'm excited about it.
Lincoln administration and educators say it's time for something new. This new initiative will impact their schools in positive ways.
In today's educational world, we want to be the ones that step out there and give something a shot and give our staff the voice and the choice to have this opportunity. And I think it makes us marketable. I think it makes our kids had a voice in this as well. I think there's a lot of people out there that are going to be excited for this opportunity.
Excitement throughout the River Valley this week as the city of Fort Smith lands a foreign military sales pilot training program. The 188th will house the center with capacity for up to 36 aircrafts, F-16s and F-35s. In addition to that center, Fort Smith will also become the new home for the 425th Fighter Squadron. Now, that's a Republic of Singapore F-16 training unit that is currently based in Arizona. It has taken nearly 2 years for the selection to be finalized, and 5 News reporter Jose Carranza is in Fort Smith at the 188th with details and reaction.
Arkansas was up against 5 other states for this pilot training program, and with it now coming to Fort Smith, city officials are excited and ready to get to work.
Colonel Rob Ader at ADC, he compares this to landing a Nissan plant in the middle of Fort Smith because of the economic impact, and that's absolutely true.
Tim Allen, the Chamber of Commerce president and CEO, is calling the Pilot Training Center an economic engine. Not only is it bringing hundreds of families and jobs to the area, but even interest from DoD companies in the military sector.
And that's what we're also excited about is working to secure those companies and those jobs right here in Fort Smith.
And with the expansion of the runway to 9,300 feet, City Administrator Carl Gifkin says it could mean an expansion of services.
The more people we have, the greater the likelihood that instead of the smaller regional jets, we now have 737s and A320s. More people, more success.
Officials say the training could have an economic impact on the region as high as $1 billion per year.
We are in the initial stages now that the ROD has been signed. We can start executing a lot of our plans on what we need to do to get this mission up and running.
Over the next 18 months, Lieutenant Colonel Drew Gus Nash will head the basing of the mission. They'll begin projects in the design phase and potentially start construction projects. Those include facility renovations, repairing their ramp, and getting sun shelters ready to operate the F-35 operations and to include the F-16 operations.
We are expecting flying operations to start sometime within FY25, which would be anywhere from September 2024 through September 2025.
Our goal is to make sure that the bed down for Singapore, Poland, Finland, Switzerland is a smooth transition, not only for the pilots, but for their families.
And it's frequently said, when you hear those aircraft, hear those jet engines flying overhead, it's the sound of freedom. But it's also the sound of an economic engine for Fort Smith and the region.
Again, those flying operations will start anywhere between September 2024 and September 2025, with a lot of projects happening here at the 188th and around the area to accommodate for the program. Stick with 5 News as we bring you more on what's to come. For now, in Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Jose Carranza, 5 News.
While Arkansas voters rejected a plan to legalize recreational marijuana sales, the medical marijuana industry is booming. In the first couple of months this year, patients have spent $4 million more than this time last year. Experts are saying that this is an indicator of a record-breaking year in Arkansas. This morning, Ashley Godwin shows us how UAMS is using that tax money from those sales to help cancer patients.
This industry is just doing well. People are spending money, and that's continuing.
Since 2019, when Arkansas saw its first medical marijuana dispensary open, we have seen the industry climb to new heights each year.
We've grown significantly from 30 million the first year to 200 and almost 80 million last year.
And this year is starting off on that same trend with $45 million of medical marijuana sold already. That's more than $4 million the previous year. And the taxes you pay are going back to the community. UAMS has received about $62 million for the Winthrop P. Rockefeller Cancer Institute.
The marijuana tax revenue stream has been a godsend. It's been mother's milk. I mean, we couldn't be here without it.
With this funding, the director, Dr. Michael Beer, is preparing the institute to hopefully become a part of the National Cancer Institute. They have been able to hire 25 lab researchers, double the size of the oncology and hematology staff, revamp clinical trial operations, and add more patients to the trials. And as more money rolls in, Dr. Beer has a goal to reach more rural areas of Arkansas by building more clinics.
This investment will pay off a lot in the next 2 years.
In Little Rock, Ashley Godwin, 5 News.
More than 90,000 Arkansans are now medical marijuana card holders. Those are some of your top headlines for the week. We'll continue to follow the news all day long. You can catch up with us again this evening on 5 News. I'm Tiffany Lee. Have a great day.